The Colts have continued roster cuts, and as I'm recording this, it's currently 5:53 p.m. on Monday. So anything might happen after this, but I'm letting you know what's happened up to this point. Okay, and before we get into this, I want to give you guys a heads up on my current situation where I live in Florida. I won't get specific about where I live, but I do live in Florida, and we have a hurricane coming. Okay, Hurricane Ian last year came, hit this area, and last year I ended up being without power for a few weeks, being without internet for about 6 or 7 weeks. So there's certainly a chance that that could happen, right? This hurricane could do anything, right? It's Mother Nature; it could do anything. So just want to let you know that there is a chance that there's a few days that I'm not able to get anything to you guys. It could be a month or more that I'm not able to get anything to you guys. And in an extreme circumstance, if there ends up being breaking news over month and a half period, and something happens, there is somebody that will be making videos for you guys if it's anything extraordinary enough that comes up. And he does this YouTube football thing, so you guys will be in good hands if it comes to that. But just wanted to give you guys an update of what might happen. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully I'll be able to get back to you guys and keep on a regular schedule of updating you guys daily. But again, just wanted to update you guys on something that might happen. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into what's been happening for the Colts today. The players that they waived are defensive tackle Caleb Sampson and linebacker, undrafted rookie free agent linebacker Donovan Mutin. And both of these guys are names that we kind of expected to not make the team. But I thought at least one of these names was a name that I wanted to bring up because Donovan Mutin, if you go back and look at preseason tape, and I don't expect you to. That's kind of why you guys watch, I feel like, is because I'm the one that looks up the tape and updates. So Donovan Mutin, he puts good stuff on film, right? And he's a guy that if injuries happen and guys have to step up and they can't play special teams, Donovan Mutin is a guy that they can activate off the practice squad to come up and play on special teams. And even on the defensive side, like there's some things he needs to clean up, but if he absolutely needed to, like if we were in a bad enough situation that he needed to step in and play linebacker, like I would be okay with him having to step in and play linebacker. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So I like that. He's a guy. There's a chance with him being waived, he might not even clear waivers, right? So if he does clear waivers, he's a guy that I think is going to make a nice addition to the practice squad. But then you have the guys that got released, and the guys that got released, a couple of big names, right? First of all, it's Dakota Shepley, a center, backup center that we kind of expected to not make the team, even with the injury to Danny Pinter. Just didn't feel like he was going to be a guy that was going to make the team, so he gets released. And then you have James Washington and Brashad Perriman, two guys that were definitely in contention to make this team, and two guys that have experience, two guys that have made plays in different places, right? Two guys that have played big roles in different places, right? James Washington in Pittsburgh and Brashad Perriman in Tampa Bay. So there was always that, in the back of the mind, maybe if the Colts keep six receivers, maybe one of these guys is one of the guys that are going to be kept. And I thought of the two, it would probably be James Washington, and ends up that they don't want to keep either of these guys on the roster, both being released. And this is the same situation as Kenyan Drake. I feel like, they kind of let these guys come in. They're camp bodies, but they're also receivers with experience that could teach these young guys a thing throughout training camp. But they're also able to get some film out there and put some stuff on tape for other teams and see if they can find different opportunities elsewhere. Because the Colts, as it is, of course, with Anthony Richardson coming in, you look at who they have on this team, right? Especially the offense. Zach Moss still on his rookie contract. Deion Jackson, Evan Hull just got drafted. Technically, Jonathan Taylor still on the team, still on his rookie contract. Right, and then you go further than that, it's Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, all on their rookie contracts. Kylan Granson, Jelani Woods, Drew Ogletree, all on their rookie contracts. So there's a very clear youth movement happening, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So it just kind of makes sense that you're not going to keep James Washington or Brashad Perriman. But again, the receivers that we have already named off, Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, the guys on their rookie contracts. But you look further than that, we signed Isaiah McKenzie. He's going to be on the team. He's a good veteran. Plus, he's, better than James Washington and Brashad Perriman. That's just what it is. right? We expect him to make the team. And then it starts to get interesting. You have Mike Strawn, Amari Rogers, and Jawan Winfrey. And if you watch my final 53-man projection video for the Colts roster, then you know that I had the Colts taking 5 wide receivers into this season. And out of Mike Strawn, Amari Rogers, and Jawan Winfrey, the guy that a lot of Colts fans on Twitter are saying they think is going to make the roster is Amari Rogers, but I still think it's going to be Jawan Winfrey. And don't get me wrong, there's certainly a chance that Jawan Winfrey, they try to waive him and see if they can get him on the practice squad. But I feel like if we waive Jawan Winfrey, he's not going to make it to the practice squad. So I feel like he's going to be the guy that ends up getting that 5th roster spot where they end up waiving Mike Strawn and they'll release Amari Rogers so that Amari Rogers can go and see if he can find an opportunity on special teams or as a depth piece somewhere else. And I think he will. He put some good film out there, did some good things in the preseason. So I think Amari Rogers will for sure be able to find a place if it's not with the Colts. And Mike Strawn is probably going to be a practice squad guy. He's had his chance to try to get the opportunity to make plays, and he just hasn't in his time here. So, with his physical abilities, I could see why they would want to keep him on the practice squad. And that seems like the likely outcome. All right. And one last thing that I want to mention, some information that I just saw earlier today was that Jelani Woods has actually been out because he has a torn hamstring. Okay, the Colts kept that under wraps for a long time, but it turns out he has a torn hamstring. It's unclear right now. I haven't heard anything or seen anything about how long he's going to be out. So that could change the trajectory of what happens, right? If they place him on the IR at some point after you watch this video or sometime tomorrow, right? Like Jelani Woods, if he's on the IR, Mo Alley Cox is probably going to make the team, and then Will Mallory probably makes the team. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And of course, that's a situation that I'm going to continue to monitor and look at also. Okay, so that's going to do it for this roster update. And again, I'll get information to you as I can. Not sure how that's going to go over the next few days with the hurricane coming, but I will do everything I can and everything in my power to keep you guys updated on that situation and keep you guys updated on anything that happens with the Colts. All right, so with that said, as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.